At Healthcare Partners Medical Group, our mission is to provide the highest quality of healthcare to each and every patient. With 5 locations in Pahrump, we are local doctors you know and trust. We want to thank you for choosing us. Quality care starts here.
Pahrump Nugget is giving away a laptop every day in the month of July at 8 p.m. Earn 3 times the entries on Sundays. Ask about our bingo specials, lower buy-ins, higher payouts, and free gifts. Where their fun never stops, the Pahrump Nugget Hotel and Casino.
News 46 is brought to you by Healthcare Partners. News is brought to you in part by One Nevada Credit Union, where right now you can refinance your auto loan with rates as low as 2.98% and no payments for 90 days for qualified members. Call us today for details. News is also brought to you by Capriotti Sandwich Shop, located in the Pahrump Nugget Casino. Call us at 775-751-3354 to order ahead. News is also brought to you by Hope Counseling Services, where we specialize in behavioral health, inspiring hope for a brighter tomorrow. Call 775-727-0101 for more information.
Tonight on News 46, a ribbon cutting is held at the new detention center.
A man is crushed under a vehicle.
And new information is released regarding a reported missing person. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Zach Fuentes and Monique Mitchell. Local coverage from Deanna O'Donnell. News 46. Local coverage you can count on.
And good evening. It's Tuesday, July 31st, 2012. I'm Zach Fuentes.
And I'm Monique Mitchell for News 46. A ribbon cutting was held this afternoon for the new Southern Nye County Detention Center. The $18 million facility is replacing the dilapidated jail next to the courthouse on Basin. The new building is located just behind the old one.
We are so glad to be open for business. Is that a politically incorrect thing to say?
No. We built it.
I want to thank you all for being here. I want to thank the Nye County Commissioners because they're the ones that say yes, the vote. I want to thank Pam Webster, who came forward with a funding for this project. I want to thank all our partners. We're all a team here. And I want to thank our partners, JMA Architects, HOK, C3 Corrections, of course, Layton Construction, Project Manager Bob Jones. I just want to say thanks. I do have a letter. I do have a certificate of recognition from the Office of the Governor, Brian Sandoval. He says, in recognition of the grand opening of the Nye County Sheriff's Office Southern Detention Facility in Pahrump, Nevada, as Governor of Nevada, I appreciate your continued dedication to the safety and welfare of the citizens of Nye County. Signed this date, July 31st, 2012, the Governor, the Honorable Brian Sandoval, and we thank him. He was invited, he couldn't participate in the ceremony today. But I appreciate, this is your facility. This belongs to the citizens of Nye County. We hope that when you take a walk through that, you realize that it's a jail, that the jail was designed, of course, with the input of everyone, working as a team to make sure that the facility runs as efficiently as possible with the least amount of manpower as possible. That's one of the things that we want to make sure is that the facility operates without having a whole bunch of people here when electronics and of course this, certain safety features actually take those responsibilities. I also want to thank our dignitaries, of course, from the town of Pahrump, and I want to thank Vicki Parker, who's the chair of the town of Pahrump, and of course Tom Waters, who's also a member of the town board. I don't know if you're vice chair. Oh, vice chair. Well, apparently he's the clerk. Okay, so I appreciate them being here because we're here to serve the people of Nye County. We're here to make sure that people that are placed in here are as safe, as secure as possible without, of course, causing injury and safety to the deputies that actually work here. I'm not going to make anything else. I think that's about it. I don't think anybody has any questions. Like, nope, good. On behalf of the Nye County Sheriff's Office, I want to thank all our partners, our team that helped make this a reality. I want to especially thank the Nye County Commissioners because it was their vote to make sure that this facility happened. And again, thank you for being here. And I think that's about it, Commissioners. Yeah!
Well, a man was reportedly run over by a vehicle in the yard of a home on Boot Hill near Basin Avenue this morning just before 9 a.m.
Yes, we were dispatched a report of a motor vehicle accident with injuries and one person trapped underneath the vehicle. Upon arrival, we found what would appear to be a possible pedestrian motor vehicle accident where the occupant of the vehicle had exited, the vehicle then ran him over, and he was trapped underneath, that being the left front tire. Crews came in and had to make multiple points of contact on the vehicle to raise it in proportion to get him out from underneath. And because of the suspension, travel, and such like that, added a couple minutes to the extrication because they had to make sure that everything was in sync as they lifted the vehicle off of him today.
It appeared that the person was working underneath the vehicle, but in fact they weren't?
No, every indication at this point, and it's still under investigation, is that the vehicle ran him over rather than him having a mechanical issue with the vehicle.
And it was not an accident that came off the roadway, but they were actually backing up towards the house?
That's what it appears, and that's part of the investigation right now. Mercier was unable to fly today due to the weather, so the patient was transferred to the local hospital.
And will he be transported to UMC after that, or you don't?
I don't know that at this point. They'll go over to the ER. A physician will evaluate his condition, make that determination.
We had a lot of equipment here, including an additional medic.
We brought additional medic in for manpower, and also we wanted a second paramedic on scene.
And what do we use to get the car up from him?
You used a combination of different tools, including airbags, high-pressure airbags, multiple point mechanical systems, and cribbing. So we didn't want the vehicle to travel in one different direction. Once you took a point of contact, the patchwork, if you will, of a tire off the ground, the vehicle can move some. So we had to make sure it was cribbed appropriately, and as we lift the vehicle off of the ground, we had to make sure additional cribbing, because if there's a slippage of any given point, we don't want the vehicle coming back down on the patient.
You had to lift this vehicle quite high to get him around the tire area.
Exactly. That was the main focus, was getting that front tire off of the patient. As you know, when you're lifting a vehicle, the tire is one of the last things that come off the ground because it travels with the length of the suspension. So we had to take great care because of the proximity of his lower extremities in relationship to where we needed to make those points of contact.
And there was an off-duty officer here on scene really quickly.
There was, and I'm not sure how he was here so quickly, but he was, and he gave us a great sense of what was happening and allowed us to effect a better outcome as far as getting our crews together.
We used the jaws of life, or at least some kind of hydraulic.
We did. We used a hydraulic tool as part of that mechanical, and it assisted in the raising of the vehicle while we used the other tool implements around that tire.
Well, I really hope he's okay.
Yes.
Folks, keep it here. We'll be back with more after this break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Children's Dentistry of Pahrump, specializing in sedation dentistry, now accepting adult patients. Call now for free IV sedation with dental implant, 751-2184.
And welcome back. New information has been released regarding the man that was found deceased after being reported missing. On Sunday at approximately 1 p.m., Deputy Jennifer Jonas responded to 2241 South Blagg for a report of a possible missing person. According to the report, the victim, Raymond Callahan, left his residence at approximately 8:30 in the morning to get some coffee from McDonald's and go for a drive. This was a weekly routine for the 80-year-old man, who was reportedly in very good health except for some problems with his knees. Mr. Callahan did not have a cell phone in his possession when he drove away from his home in his 2007 Hyundai Santa Fe. Deputies and detectives searched local establishments and checked surveillance for possible sightings of Callahan. A flyer was passed around and given to Nye County Search and Rescue, who was activated by Deputy John Bergstrom. They searched throughout the evening until a Las Vegas Metro helicopter located the subject's vehicle near Higley Road in Mesquite at approximately 3 p.m. Monday afternoon. Mr. Callahan was pronounced deceased at the scene. It appears that the man's vehicle got stuck in the desert. He was located near his car, and no foul play is suspected at this time.
And the wife of Congressional District 4 candidate Danny Tarkanian and former Miss Central Valley was one of the judges at the Miss Pahrump pageant this last weekend. We caught up with Amy Tarkanian after the show.
It's been a very exciting day, actually. I love coming out to Nye County, and it started off by doing the first half of the Miss Pahrump pageant, which was a pleasure and an honor to be a part of. The women were just so fantastic, and you can tell they really, really enjoyed it, and that made it a lot of fun.
And it started this morning here at the Saddle West, right? You got to see all the competitions and everything.
Right. You know, it started at 8:30 in the morning, had to be here bright and early, so got up at 5:30 and left Las Vegas at the crack of dawn. So, yeah, but it was all worth it.
The crowning later on in the evening of Miss Pahrump.
Right. I was actually nervous because the judges and myself, we didn't get to see each other's scores. And when they said, okay, you know, it's time to do the talent, and then they did the sportswear, and, you know, and then you watch the videos of everything that's happened, and you're like, come on, tell me who the winner is. But it was a lot of fun. Right. No, this was the first time I've judged a pageant, but in my younger days, I did do a few pageants. I had a girlfriend who talked me into it, and in the America program, I got second runner-up in my first, and I said, excuse me? And then I went and did it again. I got first runner-up, and I said, excuse me? So my competitive side said, do it again. So I went to the USA program, and I won Miss Central Valley, and that's in Fresno, California. Right, which took me to Miss California, but because I wasn't really that into it, that was my last pageant. It was a great experience, and I think it's wonderful for these women to be able to learn how to interview, how to have poise, and how to present themselves, and that's what this pageant did. They sat us down, they said, here's how we're gonna, you know, judge, here are the score sheets, here are the rules. So we went through it all, very detailed. You know, you don't want to mess up on the judging, that's for sure, because these girls worked so hard for so long. So because I've been there, done that, I knew how the girls were probably feeling, nervous, maybe some anxiety. You know, this is tough for some of these girls who maybe are a little bit more shy, but what a great experience for them.
Wonderful. So Danny is out and about. I know he's been traveling everywhere.
Yes, we've been splitting the state and splitting a number of events and splitting the kids too. He took the twins with him on this trip, and he was in Mineral County, Lyon County, White Pine County tonight. Then he'll be back in Clark County tomorrow. And then I spent all day in Nye County today, and I had our son Jerry and our oldest daughter Lois with me all day yesterday over at the campaign office. So, yeah.
He going to be out and about so that the public can meet him and talk to him, or should they go to his website to talk to him and find out more about his campaign?
Oh, he'll be everywhere. We don't quit, we don't stop, we don't rest. So definitely, if you hear of an event where he's going to be, we'd love to talk to you, love to meet you. But yes, of course, always go to the website if you need information, and that's DannyTarkanian.com.
We're going to have a lot more local news after the break, so please stay with us.